the name of the game is you have to protect yourself. And it's funny because this is again, another show topic. I may have my wife on for this one, but we were having a conversation about prenups. And this goes all into protecting yourself. Because as an attorney, when I hear prenup, postnup, I just think of it as you got to protect yourself and limit your liability. I don't think of it as nothing more, nothing
and
less.
That's all it is. Protect yourself and limit your liability. I'm older, so naturally, any guy that I start to date, we both have things that we've already created before we met.
Right.
We're just protecting those things. And it's not necessarily mean I'm trying to keep anything from you.
Right.
I'm trying to protect it for my heirs. So I can handle, you know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily saying that, oh, I just think we're going to fail or anything like that. It could just be me protecting it so that you don't have automatic rights to it as opposed to my child.
Right. And it's funny because, you know, when I brought that up to my wife, I said, if we were engaged and you said, hey, I want you to sign this prenup, I don't care if all I have is a basketball and you got $10 million, I'd be like, okay, whatever. I love you. You love me. I'm going to work on myself during the course of it. I don't think anything of it. Now, her point of view, she was like, I would take that as if you didn't think the relationship was going to work. I was like,
no, that's not what I'm saying.
And so I said, look, if I give you a prenup, that means that I clearly see a future with us. Now, if you give me that prenup back, I could respect if you give it back to me because it's a contract. And you say, hey, I think we should change this. I don't know about this. Mm-hmm. Now, that's what I want. I want the discussion and negotiation. But if you give me the prenup back and say, I don't believe in signing prenups, immediately at that point, I need to end that relationship. Because what's the point of anything? And so after me and my wife had that discussion, I said, well, good thing for both of us. We was both broke as hell when we met because
it's rough out here. Once you start establishing yourself, you have to really think about, and you have to really think, not necessarily critique, but review, analyze any potential person, because it's just a different game than, like you say, when you're young and you know you haven't really established anything. Not only that, you're on a trajectory, like you're on a mission,
right?
So whoever you with, they're either going to be a distraction or something to supplement,
right?
It needs something that's going to complement, supplement, whatever,
right?
As opposed to something that's going to be a distraction or a deterrence. So it's a completely different process that you go through.
Yeah.
Than when you're younger and you don't, like, because it's the truth though. It's sad, but it's the world we're in right now.
And it's funny you say that, because even when we're talking about estate planning, I mean, these two seem so separate, but they're so close and common. When you're talking about estate planning and marriage and divorce, for a long time, marriage was the number one indicator of wealth, and marriage was also the number one indicator of poverty. That means when you go through the divorce, you're gonna get taken.
See, and I can see it being an indicator of wealth, because whoever I, end up married to, we're gonna be an empire. Like, it's a business move.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with love. Love.
Right.
And I plan, whoever it is, I will have to love them, and obviously be attracted to them. Right. But no doubt about it, it's a business move. It's for a reason. It's kind of like the marriage is the business. It's a business in itself. So I want somebody who could be my star player and I be their star player. So I think it's heavily involved in estate planning, because you could walk out the door tomorrow and something happen, or it's just so many different ways or things that can happen. I feel like it's closely related. They got to be like first cousins at least.
Right. I definitely agree. And it's funny because marriage establishes a legal partnership. When the same way if me and you started a business. And so just think about it. If you and I start a business, right? Let's say, you know what? Let's merge DFD Creative Media. We're going to merge all this and make one business. The state has a formal partnership agreement. We can come up with our own, the same way with the will, the same way with the estate plan. We could come up with our own, but the state has a formal partnership agreement that dictates how we can move as partners. So if the state has that for your business, you need that for your marriage business as well. You need that will and estate plan. If our business dissolves and it doesn't work out, the state has formal rules that we have to follow. Exactly. Separation agreement, dissolution. Exactly. When we dissolve, this is how you got to act. So if the state mandates that for businesses and your marriage is in fact a business, you should have those same estate planning mechanisms in place to protect yourself, you know? So you hit the nail on the head when you said it.
Yeah, so it's important. It's important.